Ladies and gentlemen, this is Abdullah from Freedom for All. Probably last year, I was asked by someone to make a video on what consciousness is. I don't know if I would be able to explain this topic with clarity as it is quite deep, but I am here to try my very best to talk about it. Before I try explaining, I would like to mention that I see the words consciousness and awareness synonymously. But these two words can also be explained differently based on the application or based on different schools of thought. Awareness is the presence of that which is aware. Two important words are contained together in the word awareness, and those two words are being and knowing. When the word I am is used, it basically takes you into two directions. One is I am, that is forever present in you, and that is being. Another is knowing, that is everlasting presence, always remains. These two qualities are contained in awareness. When we start to know this and remain present in the now, we are basically becoming aware of awareness itself. Now, one thing is, you as a human being may not always remember this, but awareness itself knows and is forever present in you. Awareness can never be unaware. Even though awareness in our eyes is invisible, formless, it is infinite and always present in us. So the very first important thing or a stage to explore awareness is to accept that something is aware of our thoughts, feelings, sensations, perceptions, and everything we are experiencing. When we are convinced with the truth that there is something that is aware of the objects like thoughts, feelings, sensations, and perceptions, we start to get fascinated about it and ask ourselves what exactly it is. It is called awareness or consciousness. Normally, we are convinced with the fact that we are our finite, limited mind, which is separated from our true infinite awareness. But on the first stage, we start to know that there is something infinite, there is something unlimited, and there is something inseparable, everlasting. So one of the goals of this stage is to see that the materialistic conventional model is not at all in line with our direct experience. So here, we aim to realize that our experience is not body, mind that is aware of the world. Rather, it is our awareness that is ever present and is always aware of body, mind, and external world. But how do we start to tap into that? How do we make it a conviction for ourselves? I would use the first principle here, which is to turn within, be still, and know that your awareness is aware of all things. Usually, the first principle of law of assumption can be applied to the different circumstances of life. But here, the first principle, in my opinion, would work to disidentify ourselves from ego or to disidentify ourselves from conventional materialistic model of the external world. The reason why I recommend first principle here is because most of us are usually occupied by the facts of life or different objects of life. When we start to turn within, we start to discover our awareness. On the first stage, we have discovered that we are infinite awareness. On the second stage, we can explore the nature of awareness. So on the second stage, we give attention, energy, and love to our awareness, which is our very true self. So this is the stage where we, as our awareness, become aware of awareness. We already have disidentified ourselves from thoughts, perceptions, sensations, and feelings at the first stage. So here, we no longer act as those objects. Rather, we are here as our true being, free from objects of the world. Normally, developing this could take some time because of how we are programmed automatically with the facts of the world. But this stage is like a process to develop. So I believe and I recommend to thoughtlessly meditate on awareness on a regular basis. By meditation, I here mean to self-inquire or self-surrender or investigation of self. When we start to self-inquire, that's when we start to see that awareness is ever present and unlimited. In the third stage of understanding awareness, the focus is on recognizing that there is no separation between awareness and the experiences that arise within it. This stage is marked by the realization that every aspect of our experience, including thoughts, emotions, sensations, and perceptions, are not separated from awareness, but they are direct expression of awareness. It's an understanding that awareness is not just a passive backdrop to experience, but it is actively manifesting every experience we have. This realization leads to a profound shift in perspective, where one no longer sees self as a detached observer of life, but as the very fabric of existence itself. Moving beyond the third stage, which we can call the post-third stage, we can enter a seamless state of being where life is lived from the understanding of this fundamental of non-duality. Here, the distinction between practice and daily living dissolves, as every moment is an expression of awareness knowing itself. This ongoing journey is characterized by a deep sense of unity and connection with all of existence, where the sense of a separate self is no longer the central point of reference. Life becomes a spontaneous flow, where actions, thoughts, and feelings are all seen as the dance of awareness. In this pathless path, there is a continuous unfolding of understanding, and life is a celebration of oneness that underlies the diversity of forms. I hope you watch this video and understand who you really are. Everyone in this world has targets to achieve or desires to manifest. Consciousness is the essence of everything we experience. If the question like what the main function of consciousness is, I would say it is nothingness or emptiness. Rationally, what we call nothing or empty doesn't exist, but consciousness does exist. When it is said, imagining creates our experiences, it means awareness in action creates our experiences. So we can experience anything we want. Neville Goddard once said, "Everything proceeds out of your own consciousness. If a man would give up his belief in an external God and recognizes his awareness to be God, he would transform his world from a barren wasteland to a fertile field of his own liking." Anything is possible when we are able to self-explore the nature of our true being, which is consciousness. This video was about the basic understanding of awareness. There is no end to this exploration of awareness, but we can continue practicing and grow so that we live a beautiful life where we experience infinite love. Hoping to see you sometime soon with another video. Cheers.